This is the heart-wrenching tale of Noel Renee Trice and Brian Lash, a young couple from Indiana whose world was shattered by an unimaginable tragedy. On a warm summer evening in June 2017, where laughter filled the air as Noel and Brian hosted a lively barbecue after cheering on their favorite basketball teams in an epic NBA showdown between the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Little did anyone know that this night of joy and camaraderie would mark the end of an era, a fateful twist that would haunt their loved ones forever. Welcome to Daily Crime, where we explore the fascinating realm of crime and mystery. Join us on a thrilling journey as we delve into complex puzzles and uncover the secrets of the human psyche. Subscribe now to be part of the action. Growing up amidst the bustling streets, Noel flourished alongside her 5 siblings, enveloped by the love of her parents, Kimberly Gomez and Norman Trice III. It was in this very city that her path intertwined with Brian Lash, a fellow native whose upbringing was shaped by his parents April and Brian Lash Sr., as well as his sister Amber. Fate had dealt Brian a tragic blow, having lost his father prior to meeting Noel. But he had found solace in the love of his 2 daughters from a previous relationship, Olivia and Alexis. When Noel and Brian found each other, they embarked on a journey of love, commitment, and joy, a journey that would be abruptly cut short. Noel and Brian were the epitome of a couple in love, cherishing every moment they spent together. Fueled by mounting worry, a concerned friend made the decision to conduct a welfare check on that fateful morning of June 10, 2017, at precisely 9:51 a.m. What he discovered behind that front door was nothing short of a nightmare. Noel and Brian lay lifeless, their bodies mercilessly ravaged by multiple stab wounds, a brutal act of violence that defied comprehension. Traces of their blood stained every corner of their beloved home. Thankfully, their young son, King Richard, had been spared the horrors of that night, sheltered from the unthinkable. As the coroner's report confirmed the grim reality, the community mourned the devastating loss. Brian had succumbed to fatal blood loss, while Noel's light was extinguished in an instant. On June 16, 2017, their grief-stricken families bid farewell to their loved ones in private, intimate services, their hearts heavy with the weight of irrevocable loss. Recent court documents have shed light on a gripping tale involving high-grade marijuana, a mysterious party, and a chilling double murder. The name that kept surfacing during the investigation was Dustin Neal, a person of interest in this shocking case. Neal was brought in for questioning, disclosed that he had attended the party and had a long-standing relationship with the alleged marijuana seller, Noel. Neal further revealed that Noel had been dealing with top-quality marijuana for exorbitant sums. While Neal left the party before midnight and had no knowledge of the couple's fate, the police couldn't detain him due to a lack of evidence. The case grew cold until a witness, noticing Neal's frantic behavior, reported a suspicious phone call involving a substantial marijuana sale. Despite painting a new picture of Neal's involvement, physical evidence remained elusive. Years passed, but finally, a second witness emerged with a compelling account. Neal's half-brother claimed that Neal had confessed to the murders, detailing a horrifying sequence of events. Neal had broken into the couple's home, unaware they were present. When confronted by Brian, Neal viciously attacked him and then proceeded to fatally stab Noel, even boasting about the brutality of the act. This circumstantial evidence and the latest witness testimony provided a significant breakthrough. However, the police still needed concrete proof that Neal had been at the crime scene. Fortunately, during a thorough re-examination of the evidence, another witness came forward, potentially holding the key to solving this chilling mystery. The gripping investigation took flight as the Fort Wayne Police Department joined forces with a seasoned FBI agent. With relentless determination, they delved into Neal's cellular records, painstakingly sifting through countless leads. Eventually, a breakthrough emerged. Neal's phone activity was traced to the fateful day of the crime. At 3 a.m., a ping placed him near a friend's house, followed by another near the residences of Noel and Brian. The timeline narrowed, casting suspicions on Neal's claims of innocence. Concrete evidence, like a partial fingerprint on Noel's phone, connected the dots, matching it to Neal. Finally, in January 2023, the long-awaited moment arrived as Neal, now 35, was apprehended by the FWPD and Allen County Sheriff's Department in Wells County. He faced a weighty litany of charges, 2 counts each of murder, felony murder, and robbery causing grave bodily harm. Martin emphasized the significance of witness statements in gathering evidence and making an arrest. He empathized with the families affected, stating that they would want individuals with pertinent information to step forward. Neil's case is still ongoing. Alexander Levin. Now, welcome to Amsterdam, the vibrant capital of the Netherlands, where art and culture thrive. However, behind this picturesque facade lies a dark mystery that came to light in 2013. A passerby stumbled upon a package floating in the eye-catching river, leading to a shocking discovery: a severed male torso. Despite extensive investigations and a worldwide search, the victim's identity remained a mystery. Now, after several years, a breakthrough has emerged. Russian authorities, responding to a missing persons report filed in 2013, provided DNA samples that matched those from the recovered torso. The investigation, reignited by Dutch authorities in 2022, promises to unravel the truth. To aid in this quest, a generous reward of £15,000 has been offered, urging anyone with information to come forward. Stay tuned as this gripping tale continues to unfold. After a year of uncertainty, Dutch authorities finally identified the torso's owner as Alexander Levin, a 65-year-old wealthy Russian businessman and painter of religious icons. Levin had a reputation with Dutch authorities, having been caught smuggling art on multiple occasions. The investigation into Levin's violent death was complicated by the Russian invasion of Ukraine, which severed communication between Dutch and Russian authorities. Clues suggested that Levin may have been extorted by Russian gangs or the Secret Service, adding a sinister twist to his murder. Releasing Levin's identity was a strategic move by the Dutch authorities to expedite the investigation and establish contact with his family. The case remains open and ongoing, awaiting further breakthroughs. Leslie Marie Perloff. Decades had passed, but the search for missing Stanford graduate Leslie Marie Perloff remained etched in the memory of the police. Finally, her body was discovered beneath an oak tree in the Stanford campus foothills. Leslie's tragic fate marked the beginning of what would later be known as the Stanford murders. Stanford University, renowned for its prestigious reputation and impressive alumni, became associated with a darker history in the 1970s. Despite the university's outstanding degree programs and numerous Nobel Prize winners, the lingering shadow of the Stanford murders persisted. It took nearly 4.5 decades before advancements in DNA technology finally unraveled the mystery that had baffled many. Leslie was an ambitious and driven young woman, aspiring to become the first female president of the United States. Her sister Diane regarded her as a role model and admired her exceptional intellect. Leslie's thirst for justice was instilled in her from a young age, never allowing her brilliance to make her feel ashamed. In 1973, Leslie, a young woman with a degree in history who was about to study law, went missing under mysterious circumstances. Despite her family's initial belief that Leslie's adventurous nature might be the reason, they grew concerned when hours turned into days without any sign of her. Eventually, her car was found abandoned near a rock quarry, and 3 days later, her lifeless body was discovered in a wooded area. Leslie had been strangled with her own scarf, and evidence pointed to a sexual assault. In March 1974, Janet Ann Taylor, a 21-year-old woman, hitchhiked home after her car broke down near Stanford University. The following day, her body was found by a milkman, strangled and partially clothed. Investigators believe she may have been picked up by her killer while hitchhiking. Shortly after, another murder occurred on the campus in October. 19-year-old Arles Perry sought refuge in Stanford Memorial Church after an argument with her husband, but never returned. Her disappearance triggered a search, but she was never found. In a chilling series of events at Stanford University, the discovery of a body inside the church marked the third murder on campus in just 2 years. The victim, Arles Perry, differed significantly from the previous victims as she was found naked from the waist down, having been sexually assaulted with candlesticks near her body. Despite years of passing without a breakthrough, advancements in DNA analysis finally pointed investigators toward a long-suspected individual, Stephen Crawford. Although there was no physical evidence initially linking Crawford to the crime, a cigarette butt discarded by him provided a DNA match. When confronted, Crawford chose to end his own life, leaving the question of his involvement in the other unsolved murders unanswered. Investigators armed with Crawford's DNA profile tested the DNA found on the bodies of Leslie and Janet. Surprisingly, the profile didn't match Crawford, leading them to send the unknown male DNA for testing using a new method that helped convict the Golden State Killer. The DNA was linked to another former employee, John Arthur Gattru, who may have murdered Arliss Perry and was revealed to be a predator during the 1970s at Stanford. To confirm the match, investigators followed Gattru and his new wife, managing to obtain a discarded coffee cup from the trash. The DNA from the cup matched the samples from the victims, resulting in Gattru's arrest. Investigations into Gattru's past uncovered a dark side to the man known for his carpentry skills and love for woodworking. He was a serial killer. Gattru's criminal history dates back to a chilling incident in Germany in 1963, where he raped and murdered a 15-year-old girl. After serving time, he moved to the United States, married, and led a seemingly normal life. However, his true nature was exposed when he assaulted his stepdaughter and later killed Leslie and Janet in 1975. Gattru had a pattern of sexual assault, including statutory rape, and his son Aaron was shocked to discover his father's hidden past of evil. Gattru was eventually convicted for Janet's murder and pled guilty to Leslie's, with his sentencing scheduled for April 26, 2023. After a 50-year journey, the victim's sisters finally found justice. That's a wrap. We hope you had a great time immersing yourself in mysteries, understanding criminals' minds, and untangling intricate deceptions with us. If you crave more heart-racing investigations, mind-bending true crime tales, and captivating analysis, subscribe now. Stay tuned for our upcoming episodes by clicking the notification bell. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.